Have you ever looked at a molecular structure and wondered how chemists turn that drawing into a precise name? At first glance, the structures may look complicated and the names may seem long, but the system behind them is logical and consistent. In this lesson, you will learn how to name alcohols using IUPAC nomenclature. We will move step by step from simple molecules to more complex ones. For every example, we will follow the same three-step method. Step 1. Find the parent chain. Step 2. Number the chain. Step 3. Identify substituents and assemble the final name. If you apply these steps carefully, you will be able to name almost any alcohol. Before naming a molecule, we must first identify it. An alcohol is an organic compound that contains a hydroxyl group, written OH, attached to a carbon atom. So, when you look at a structure, ask yourself, is there an OH group bonded to a carbon? If the answer is yes, the molecule is an alcohol. This hydroxyl group is a functional group. It determines how the molecule is named. Because it defines the compound, it has priority in naming. This means two important things. First, the parent chain must include the carbon bonded to the OH group. Second, the chain must be numbered so that the hydroxyl group receives the lowest possible number. Keep this rule in mind. It will guide every example. Now let us begin with the simplest cases. Level 1. Straight-chain alcohols. We start with molecules that contain no branches. Example 1. Step 1. Find the parent chain. Look for the longest continuous chain that includes the carbon attached to the hydroxyl group. In this molecule, the longest chain has 3 carbons. 3 carbons correspond to propane. Since this is an alcohol, we remove the final E and add OL. The base name becomes propanol. Step 2. Numbering. Number the chain from the end closest to the hydroxyl group. The OH group is on carbon 1. The correct name is propan-1-OL. The number is written before OL to indicate the exact position of the hydroxyl group. Now consider a molecule with 4 carbons. Step 1. The longest chain containing the hydroxyl group has 4 carbons. The base name becomes butanol. Step 2. Numbering. If we count from one end, the hydroxyl group is on carbon 3. If we count from the other end, it is on carbon 2. We always choose the lowest number. The correct name is butan-2-OL. This example shows why the direction of numbering is important. Now that we understand straight chains, let us move to branched alcohols. When branches are present, the method does not change. We simply add one more step, identifying substituents. Step 1. Find the parent chain. The longest chain containing the hydroxyl group has 5 carbons. The base name is pentanol. Step 2. Numbering. Number the chain so the hydroxyl group gets the lowest possible number. The OH group is on carbon 2. The base name becomes pentan-2-OL. Step 3. Identify substituents. There is a methyl group attached to carbon 4. Substituents are written before the parent name along with their position. The final name is 4-methylpentan-2-OL. Notice that the hydroxyl group still controls the numbering, not the branch. Now that we have seen a branched alcohol with one substituent, let us apply the same method to a structure that contains more than one branch. Step 1. Find the parent chain. The longest chain that includes the hydroxyl group contains 7 carbons. The base name becomes heptanol. Step 2. Numbering. Number from the end nearest the hydroxyl group. The OH group is on carbon 2. The base name becomes heptan-2-OL. Step 3. Identify substituents. There is a propyl group on carbon 4 and a methyl group on carbon 5. Substituents must be listed in alphabetical order. Methyl comes before propyl. The complete name is 5-methyl-4-propyl-heptan-2-OL. Now let us consider cyclic alcohols. In these molecules, the carbon atoms form a ring. There is one important rule. The carbon bonded to the hydroxyl group is automatically carbon 1. Because of this, we usually do not write the number 1 in the name. Its position is understood. Step 1. Identify the parent structure. The ring contains 6 carbons. The base name is cyclohexanol. Step 2. Numbering. The hydroxyl group is carbon 1. Now, choose the direction around the ring that gives substituents the lowest possible number. The ethyl group is located on carbon 3. Step 3. Assemble the name. The final name is 3-ethyl cyclohexanol. Even though molecules can look more complex, the naming method stays the same. Identify the hydroxyl group. Choose the longest chain or ring that includes it. Number it so the OH has the lowest position, and list any substituents alphabetically. With practice, even branched or cyclic alcohols become straightforward to name. To help you master this, I've prepared a few structures for you to try on your own. Apply the 3-step method and write your answers in the comments to check your reasoning and compare with others. Regular practice is the key to confidence in organic nomenclature. Thanks for watching and see you in the next lesson.